Hi guys, I am Nu-Trix the Synth Guy, and today we're talking about the MC-101 with Zenology Pro. I'm answering a question from Keith Edwin Smith, and he's asking, basically, he has an MC-101, and he would like to know more about how to get Zenology Pro to work with it. And the question is, would I need to purchase a lifetime key to download into the MC-101? And if so, what would it cost? I tried to find out on the Roland website, but only found subscription cost of $99 per year. Gets me confused. Okay, so we're gonna answer a couple of things. I know that the notion of this is the Roland Cloud, Zenology, Zen-Core, all of that is not that super clear. Again, if you want to know more about Zen-Core and Zenology, there's a video here where Roland talks about the whole, I would say, Zen-Core universe or the Zen Roland universe. But let's break it down to this way. Roland Cloud is a license manager, basically. If you want to buy or use any type of Roland software, synth or drum machine, or even Zen Beats now, you can have these through the Roland Cloud system. So if you only want to buy one software, let's say you want to buy the Jupiter 8 Legacy Collection, or the plug out, they call it, you go into Roland Cloud, you open an account for free, and you go find this in the list, and you can buy what they call a lifetime key. So you will go through the Roland Cloud to manage the buying the plugin, downloading and installing the plugin from this. It's the software manager. But what they offer is also a membership. And when you buy the membership, or when you take the membership, by month, you get access to, there's like 3 levels of what you can have access to. And let me show you the list here. We're in Roland Cloud. You just install Roland Cloud app, you turn it on, you create an account. In my case, if you look at the bottom here, I'm in the Ultimate account. So I've got access to everything that is part of the Roland Cloud system. So there's a lot of things. If you go into membership, it shows you the type of membership you can have. You can have the Core, the Pro, the Ultimate. If you want to see, let's just look at the numbers. If you go monthly, it's $3 per month US to get the Core. It's $10 US to get the Pro, and it's $20 US to get the Ultimate. Now, if you pay yearly, you save about the cost of 2 months. So you get 12 months for the cost of 10. So if you expect to have it for a whole year, you get $30 for the Core, $100 for the Pro. You go, well, it's $100. Yeah, think about something. If you buy a plugin of any type of plugins today, within 3 years, there's a good chance that it will have an update. It will need an update. And in some cases, you need to buy the update, and depending on the plugin we're talking. So you're going to buy a plugin of like $100, $200, $150, and in 3 years, you're going to buy it again. You're going to buy the upgrade, and in another 3 years. So in this case, if you get the Pro version for $100 a year, it means that within 3 years, it's going to cost you $300. And it's about the cost of replacing the plugins you're going to buy. So depending on how you want to look at it, it might be a good thing to get the Pro. Now, the question is, what do you get between the Core, the Pro, and the Ultimate? Well, if you click on them, it will give you the information about the differences. So, of course, you can create a free account all the time. When you get the free account, you get Zenology Lite. So Zenology Lite is basically a preset playback, okay? And you can buy separate synthesizers and plugins and even patches and patterns and, all these things one by one, menu if you want, a la carte. And you can buy the lifetime keys for everything that is there if you only want one thing. But if you want to have more than, I would say, 3 different synth, you're probably better off going with the membership, because for the price of, let's say, 2 of these things, you get 3 years of everything. So it could be really cool. Now, membership, if you look at the differences, you get the Core, the Pro, and the Ultimate. The Core, basically get Zenology and the sound packs and the wave expansion. So Zenology, remember that Zenology is not the Pro version. Zenology is basically a preset playback with a little bit of control, like decay, filter, and a little bit of it. So not too much control over it. If you get the Pro package, you get the Zenology Normal, Zenology Pro, the model expansions. Their recreation within the Zenology environment or synthesis or structure. They are recreating Jupiter 8, SH-101, GX30P, and a couple of others. Virtual instruments. These are the one-on-one plugins. Some of them are virtuals, ontology. So again, the Core, you have none of that. The Pro, you have I would say, the recent ones, and the D50 and the TR-808. All of the others, what they call, I would say, the legacy collection, the SH-101, the System 8, and these are plug-outs. So they would work in like the System 8 or the System 1 or System 1M. And so these are only available if you buy the Ultimate or if you buy one lifetime key for each. You also have the differences between patches and patterns. When you get the Pro or the Ultimate, you get access to all the patches and patterns. So there's a lot of them. You can just get. And honestly, with the Ultimate, I think I get a new bank every 2 weeks or every week. There's like every time I turn it on, there's like new stuff I can download. So they're really actively bringing new stuff to the table every month. That's for sure. And if you have the Core, the Pro, or the Ultimate, any of them, you will have the ZenBeats Ultimate Unlock. So if you want to use ZenBeats, the Ultimate unlocks everything. So you get, of course, the extra feature of the ZenBeats DAW, but also all of the patches, the banks, the loops, they're all part of it. So it's a great plus if you like ZenBeats. It's just with that, you get access to everything. You just need to run ZenBeats when you turn it on, when it asks you to connect to your Roland Cloud account. It has to be the same account than the one that you have your membership, and it will unlock everything in ZenBeats. So that's really powerful. So if you just want to get Zenology Pro because you want to do it with your MC-101, you would have to go into the library, and then you would say Zenology Pro, you have it here, and then you just get a lifetime key, which is $229 to buy it. And then you pay once, and then you keep it. It's still going to be in the Roland Cloud because that's where you're going to manage your license. That's it. It will work, and you'll have the lifetime key. And then you've got all these others. But as soon as, let's say you want Zenology plus the SH-101, the JX8P, the Jupiter 8, the Juno 106, as soon as you say you want at least two of them, I think that the membership will be better because you will get everything else, and I mean everything else. Look at all these softwares. If you go into library, all of these are, in my case, they're all installed. Some of them are instruments, and others are packs, just packs of sounds, And if you look legendary, you've got all these. Now, they just released this last week, the TR-606. You have the Juno, you have the Jupiter. All of these are all there. You've got the SRX expansions that are part of the SV and XV series. You've got the Era synth. So you want a System 8, you want a System 1, well, you have them virtually in this. You've got ontologies. These are just banks of sounds of specific instruments in the past. You've got drum sounds, virtual synthesizers. You've got banks of other type of sounds, more about what they call flavor. more, I would say, urban in a way. You've got the Terra guitar and the Terra piano. You got patches and patches and patches and patches. You got software solution, in the case it's Zen Beats, and you've got the essentials on these Zenology. So it's just a huge amount of things you can download. Now, you cannot download Zenology Pro for the MC-101. What I mean by that is you get Zenology Pro, you install it on your computer, and then you turn on, let's say, Zen Beats, for example, and you go click on Zenology, you're going to get that thing. And because I've got Pro, the Zenology window I will get will be the Zenology Pro window, because that's the version I have. There you go. So if you have Zenology normal, you would not have the edit button here. Because I've got the Pro, I can click edit, and then I've got this Pro window. And I did a video about the tour of the Zenology Pro, and it should be here. You can go there and watch this video and learn about how this works. If you want to take time to create your own sound, or if you want to take a sound that is there and modify it to make it yours, you know, tweak it the way you want, you'll do that, and then you have to save it in a bank. Let's say Nu-Trix bank here. Nu-Trix bank, I've got all these options here. This is my bank I just created. I take the sound, I modify them, I like them. I click on initial tone, I say write, and I say write again. Now it's in my bank, the Nu-Trix bank. One thing you need to understand is that the MC-101 is using Zen-Core, and Zenology is also using Zen-Core. But there's a little thing you need to be careful about. If I close this window and I go click on the name of the sound, I've got access to the whole list of sound I can play. There's something you need to be very careful though, is that this supports Zen-Core and not the model expansion. At least for now. Maybe one day, I don't know, but for now it's not supporting it. So it means that if I click it here, I get Jupiter 8, and I click a sound and say, I like this sound. Well, you might like it, but this will not work in the MC-101. The MC-101 accepts Zen-Core model only, not the Jupiter 8, the GX8P, the Juno, not of any of them. So you click Z-Core for Zen-Core, and this is the only bank you can use. So you like this one? Okay, you double click on it, that's what you have. You can modify it, you can do whatever you want with it. When it's ready, you go right, you go to your Nu-Trix bank, you click on initial tone, you go save, and save. It's there. And it's Z-Core. Now, if you would see something else than Z-Core here, you would have a problem. You'll be able to save it, but when you're going to export it to use in there, when you load that memory, it will say error. So you won't be able to play it. Or there will be no information, no errors, and you'll see that you have no sound. And you say, why doesn't it work? Well, it's not a Zen-Core format. Okay, it has to be in the model of Zen-Core. So when your bank is ready, you just go export the bank, and then you get two choices. For plugin, well, that's a plugin. So I mean, probably to send to a friend and have the other friend play the same synth sound in his own Zenology version. Or for hardware, that's the hardware piece. Or for ZC1. ZC1 is the Zen-Core playback synth that is now part of Zen Beats. It exists on Mac, PC, and iPad, and iPhone. It actually is a Zen-Core playback synth. So again, you could export that and put it into your iPad if you want. And I did a video about that. Now, so you go for hardware, you click that. You would have to save it on your hard drive. You have it here. It's called Nu-Trix Banks. It's already saved. Go cancel for now. So it's saved. Now, if you want to bring that bank into this, I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to take my card, the SD card. You put it in the computer. You have the MC-101. That's the name of the disk itself. And you're going to drag your file, your bank, right into the folder called sound. And by dragging it here, that is where the MC-101 can import these patches of Zen-Core sounds. When it's all done, you eject your card, put it back in, turn it back on. You go into the track. Right now I've got my track number 3, which is playing. Okay, we have this sound playing. Number 3. You go into Note, and then you see the name here. Then if you press Enter, you get preset. Normally that is the one that we have, but we turn preset, project, and then we go wave file, and then sound file, which is the folder sound we just talked about. Press on it, and it says, oh, Nu-Trix bank. So you could have more than one bank. You can have many different banks. And remember, they're not big because they don't have any sound in them. They just basically have the list of parameters because this has the synthesis to play it, the engine to play it. So click on the bank, and then I've got my list of sound, which is about like 10 sounds I had. So I'll go here, press it. Okay, and if I can still play around with the different sounds. Again. Oh, there's maybe another problem because you can have also, if I get out of here. Okay, so the DP in the back. That's really cool. So that's a cool sound of a TV type of sound. Distortion a little bit. That's part of the Zenology sound that I got. You don't have the full access of the synth, meaning you don't have access to every feature of the synth here, but you still have access to a lot, because if you go into sound, you go shift sound, you still have all these settings that you get all the time with it. You've got the mix, the level, you've got the pan, you've got delay send, reverb send, you got coarse tuning, fine tuning, monopoly mode, you've got legato mode, bend range, portamento, portatime, cutoff, which the one we used, resonance, attack, decay, release, vibrato rate, vibrato depth, delay, octave shift, velocity, sensitivity, the voice assignment limits, balance, and so all of these, and controllers, 4 controllers you can set to whatever you want, and pitch bend value. So all of this is always available, but it's not having access to the whole synthesizer, but that's still very powerful for what it is. So if you want to create your sound, do it with Zenology Pro, export the patches, put it there, and then you can tweak some of it. If you like what I'm doing, thumb up, share it with your friends, click the notification bell, and stay safe, people. Make more music and be happy. Cheers.